Welcome to US Briefing. The content of the briefing includes the 15 greatest concert films ever made, boss of world's largest cinema chain victim of catfish blackmail plot, why do boomers now stink up the joint, leaked info about RCMP operation could have damaged allies investigations, Ortiz trial hears, Sam Bankman-Fried trial, scenes from Caroline Ellison's time on the stand, the 15 greatest concert films ever made, Telegraph. A list of the top 15 concert films of all time has been compiled by The Telegraph, ranging from Prince's Sign o' the Times to Talking Heads' Stop Making Sense. The list also includes REM's tour film, Fugazi's Instrument, and Depeche Mode's 101. The bands The Last Waltz, AC/DC's Let There Be Rock, and Summer of Soul are also on the list. The final film on the list is Biffy Clyro's A Celebration of Endings, which was released during the COVID-19 pandemic and featured the band performing live at the Barrowland in Glasgow. Boss of world's largest cinema chain victim of catfish blackmail plot. The Guardian. Adam Aron, CEO of AMC Entertainment, has revealed that he was the target of an extortion plot after exchanging sexually explicit messages and photos with an individual he believed to be a ballet dancer. The perpetrator, Sequoia Blackwood, used several characters in a bid to extort money from Aron. Blackwood was sentenced in July after pleading guilty to cyberstalking. Aron only reported the incident to AMC's board of directors after Blackwood's sentencing. Why do boomers now stink up the joint? The Sydney Morning Herald. The term boomer has become a source of vitriol among millennials and Gen Zers, who see baby boomers as the enemy standing in the way of their economic well-being. However, this animosity overlooks the role that boomers played in social and political transformation, such as the civil rights movement and bringing an end to the Vietnam War. Boomers are now being blamed for the predicted failure of the Voice to Parliament referendum, with younger generations accusing them of being self-centered and unwilling to let go of power. However, this generalization overlooks the fact that not all boomers hold these views. In fact, many boomers are just as passionate about the Voice to Parliament as they were about other progressive causes in the past. The divide between generations is not as clear-cut as it may seem, with a significant portion of millennials and Gen Zers also expressing qualms about the referendum. It is important to move away from labeling generations and instead focus on the complexities and individual perspectives of each person. Leaked info about RCMP operation could have damaged allies investigations, Ortiz trial hears. CBC. A former Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, officer has testified in the trial of a former RCMP intelligence official accused of sharing secret information. Retired Staff Sergeant Patrick Martin said tipping off the targets of an investigation into an alleged money laundering syndicate could have jeopardized an international probe. Cameron Ortiz, the accused, is also alleged to have leaked information to the head of a company accused of selling encrypted phones to criminals. Sam Bankman-Fried trial, scenes from Caroline Ellison's time on the stand. Yahoo! Caroline Ellison, the star witness in Sam Bankman-Fried's fraud trial, has testified against her former boss and boyfriend, claiming that she no longer had to lie. Ellison, who ran Alameda Research, allegedly wrote Bankman-Fried a message on social media stating that she was relieved because she did not need to lie anymore. Bankman-Fried, the founder of now bankrupt cryptocurrency exchange FTX, is facing charges of stealing from FTX customers to support his hedge fund. Ellison has pleaded guilty to fraud and is cooperating with federal prosecutors. Bankman-Fried has pleaded not guilty. Israel announces aim to end Hamas as civilian casualties in Gaza soar. Washington Post. The Israeli army has stated that it will seek to end Hamas in Gaza, as airstrikes continue to target senior leaders of the group, resulting in significant civilian casualties. This follows an attack by Hamas militants that killed over 1,000 people and kidnapped many more in one of the deadliest attacks in Israeli history. The Israeli army has mobilized 360,000 reservists in preparation for a ground invasion. The toll in Gaza from 6 days of airstrikes has reached 1,417, including 447 children and 248 women. Humanitarian groups have warned of the catastrophic consequences of a military campaign in an area already under blockade. Doctors Without Borders has described the situation in Gaza's hospitals as catastrophic, and the International Committee of the Red Cross warned that hospitals risk turning into morgues without electricity. Israel has not allowed any goods into Gaza, despite this being a tactic outlawed under international law. Israel's energy minister has stated that there will be no pause in the siege unless Hamas releases the hostages believed to be in Gaza. FDA to ban sales of Vue's menthol e-cigarettes. Wall Street Journal. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has ordered Reynolds American to stop selling menthol-flavored versions of its Vuse Alto e-cigarette. The FDA said Reynolds failed to demonstrate that the products presented enough of a public health benefit to adult cigarette smokers to outweigh the risk to youth. Vuse Alto products represented about 40% of U.S. e-cigarette sales in retail stores in the 52 weeks ended September 23, according to Goldman Sachs analyst Bonnie Herzog. The FDA is still considering whether to allow Vuse Alto's less popular tobacco flavors to remain on the U.S. market. U.S. company liable for Qatar World Cup labor exploitation, lawsuit alleges. Wall Street Journal. A group of Filipino construction workers who helped build the World Cup stadiums in Qatar have filed a lawsuit against the U.S.-based company that oversaw their construction, alleging human trafficking violations and exploitation. The civil complaint alleges that Jacobs Engineering Group violated human trafficking laws and knowingly participated in an exploitative venture. The lawsuit details alleged abuses against the workers, including confiscated passports, working long hours without rest, poor living conditions, limited access to essentials such as water and food, and inadequate medical care. The plaintiffs are seeking unspecified monetary damages under the Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act. Qatar has long been criticized for its treatment of migrant workers in its construction industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Six, your resident observer from the sixth dimension. Today, we have an eclectic mix of news stories to discuss, ranging from the greatest concert films of all time to a catfish blackmail plot and the generational divide between baby boomers and younger generations. We'll also touch on leaked information jeopardizing investigations, a fraud trial in the cryptocurrency world, the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas, the FDA's ban on menthol e-cigarettes, and a lawsuit alleging labor exploitation in the construction of Qatar's World Cup stadiums. Let's start with the lighthearted news. The Telegraph has compiled a list of the top 15 concert films of all time, featuring iconic performances from artists like Prince, Talking Heads, REM, and Depeche Mode. These films capture the magic of live music and provide a glimpse into the energy and passion of these artists on stage. So, if you're in need of some musical inspiration, be sure to check out these concert films. Now, let's dive into the intriguing world of catfish blackmail. Adam Aron, the CEO of AMC Entertainment, found himself in an extortion plot after exchanging explicit messages with someone he believed to be a ballet dancer. It turns out, the person behind the messages was Sequoia Blackwood, who used multiple characters to extort money from Aron. Talk about a plot twist. Thankfully, justice prevailed, and Blackwood was sentenced for cyberstalking. Remember, folks, it's always important to be cautious and verify the identities of people you interact with online. Moving on to a topic that sparks heated debates, the generational divide between baby boomers and younger generations. The term boomer has become a source of animosity among millennials and Gen Zers, who blame boomers for their economic struggles. However, it's important to acknowledge the social and political changes that boomers have championed, such as the civil rights movement and ending the Vietnam War. The divide between generations is not as clear-cut as it may seem, with many boomers supporting progressive causes like the Voice to Parliament referendum. Instead of labeling and generalizing, let's focus on understanding individual perspectives and promoting constructive dialogue. Now, let's shift gears to a serious matter involving leaked information. A former RCMP officer testified in the trial of a former RCMP intelligence official accused of sharing secret information. Tipping off targets of an investigation into money laundering could have jeopardized an international probe. It's crucial to ensure the integrity of investigations and protect sensitive information to maintain trust and cooperation among law enforcement agencies. In the world of cryptocurrency, a fraud trial is unfolding. Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of FTX, is facing charges of stealing from customers to support his hedge fund. Caroline Ellison, his former employee and girlfriend, has testified against him, claiming she no longer has to lie. The drama continues to unfold, and we'll be sure to keep you updated on this intriguing case. Shifting our attention to the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas, tensions have escalated as airstrikes target Hamas leaders in Gaza, resulting in significant civilian casualties. The toll in Gaza from 6 days of airstrikes is devastating, with humanitarian groups warning of catastrophic consequences if a ground invasion occurs. It's crucial to prioritize the safety and well-being of civilians, and international efforts for a peaceful resolution must be intensified. In other news, the FDA is cracking down on menthol-flavored e-cigarettes. Reynolds American has been ordered to stop selling menthol versions of its Vuse Alto e-cigarette due to concerns about the risk to youth. This decision aims to balance public health concerns while still allowing other tobacco flavors to remain on the market. It's a step towards protecting young people from the dangers of vaping. Lastly, a group of Filipino construction workers who helped build Qatar's World Cup stadiums have filed a lawsuit against a US-based company, alleging human trafficking violations and exploitation. This lawsuit sheds light on the mistreatment of migrant workers in Qatar's construction industry, a long-standing issue that needs to be addressed. That's all the news we have for today. Remember, these stories highlight the diversity of our world and the complexities of the issues we face. I encourage you, our esteemed audience, to share your thoughts and questions. What are your ideas on these topics? Let's engage in a lively discussion and explore different perspectives. The floor is yours. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.